So here, this is Baruch, and we are in the final shir on Parshas Beshalach. For this Erev Shabbos, this is the day, the 6th day of the week. It's the day of Yesod. Now we're coming over here, and this is the story of Elisha and Shunamit, and now enters in his servant Gehazi. I think they pronounce it Gehazi. So it says, V'yom Gehazi. Let's go, I like it the Gehazi, but let's say Gehazi, although the Bain ain law. So Gehazi, after seeing that, Elisha had asked her, because the day that we're talking about right now, where we're standing in the Zohar, is Rosh Hashanah. And he's in communication with Hashem, and he's prayed for her safety, and that all her sins should be forgiven. And she says she just wants to stay with her people. She doesn't want anything else. The judgment of the Jews is a judgment with her included. So that's what basically I understood that she said. So he has nothing specific that he could do for her, even though he prayed for her. But she has no children. Elisha, so Elisha said to him, that now the moment is standing before us, because the day is going to cause, it's a special day. And he made this statement. At this time, I don't know, at a good time for life, you will hug a son. But the woman became pregnant, and exactly as he said at that time of year, at the proper moment, I guess, under the stars. Just like Elisha said, the Moed Vadai. It was in that season. Now, there's probably something on that word season, but I'm going to the next piece to analyze in the Malchut. Because it just strikes me that this is the question. It says, the Basar missed, but then the child died. My time amiss. Why'd they die? Allah begin to is Yehib love Lolabaila, because he gave it to her and not to her husband. Obviously the husband is involved in this, but we're not seeing him here. And also the nukva is kasher, so since it's tied to the nukva, Amanda is kasher, but nukva mis is dominus kameh. So the man that's tied, he says, he who is tied to the nukva, that's where you find that. Monolon, where do we know this from? The lo isihib, that it wasn't given, dechsev at chovekes ben, because it says, monolon, the law, excuse me, I read it wrong. Monolon, where do we know the law isihib, that it was given to her, and this is all very difficult to understand. Dechsev at chovekes ben, because it says, you are the one that will hug the child. Now, let's see a son. So let's see how the Matok Medevash works it. Oh, here we are right now. And let me see if I can get it all on one page. There it is. Okay. So he says, the Basa missed, then he died. V'achakach Mesa Yella, the child died. K'mavura v'shecha b'Sefer Malachim, as explained over there in the Sefer Malachim. Now, this is a little bit more difficult to understand, this piece. V'shol v'lambach b'mei, so they ask the question, obviously, why did he die? Hello, Belisafik, Elisha, his Palal, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, was no doubt that Elisha, he prayed to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Sheyite law ben, that should be ben kayama, that should give her a living child, Sheyarech yamim, should have a long life. Umeshiv, and he says the answer, V'chein Mesa Yella, this is the reason why the child died. The Fisha Nitin Abain law, because the child was given to her, Shehi Nekeva. Now, why should that be a problem? I mean, obviously the children are under the rishus of the woman, of the female. So he says, so therefore what came into him, because it was given to her, the neshama of Malchut. What's the problem with that? He said, because women themselves are the chariot, in other words, the vehicle by which rises up all of our prayers and all of our needs to Malchut. So, but the thing is that what you're talking about, and the things that the woman is bringing up, are all the dinim, all the punishments, all the different problems that you have, the constant problems. So the women who are rooted there, that is, in Malchus, Mekablos kiyusem ha'aras teferes. So, in other words, they get their life force from the male. Teferes is their anpen. Shehu eitz ha'chaim, which is the tree of life. Ha'meir the Malchus, which shines in the Malchus, and that's how the nukva. Remember, we see in other places that it says that the axiom is that women are empty. They need a full womb. They're always in need. That's the nature of it. That's what the Sulam calls the Ratzon, the Kabel, the desire to receive, and he says that's the definition of Kabbalah. It's Lashon Malchus. So he says, Zohar, Shenimsas b'Malchus. So when you find a male that's in that same needy position, She'ein Zechah b'Makoma, which is not the place that a male belongs. So therefore there's no life force for that. This is from the Marchu V'Ayin Sham. This is Chaim Vital wrote that, Rabbi Chaim Vital. Below Niten Aben L'Bailo. So the child was not given over to her husband, Shehu Choya Achos B'Zer Anpin, because just like the women are, he says, a Merkava. They're a chair, they're a vehicle for Malchus. So men are also attached to Zer Anpin, Shemisham Nimshach HaChaim, which is really from Zer Anpin, his Yisod particularly, but Zer Anpin is where Chaim life comes through, because he's the Vav, the Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, he's the ultimate channel, bringing it down lower. Makom and the Keva Shehi So the Malchus, in the place of the female, which is the secret of Malchus, Nikshruch of a nefesh b'chayela. That's where the nefesh of the child was tied. And this is a place which doesn't promote life. So a person whose nefesh is tied to Malchus, Misa is waiting for him. Mesa Yelad, so therefore the child died. Now that was a very difficult thing for me to understand exactly. Maybe I had to think about it some more. I'm not sure. So this obvious question, he says, how do we know that it was given to her? In other words, it was placed in the realm of Malchus instead of the realm of Tiferes, which is the male aspect. Below Nizkar Baila Klal, and then her husband is not mentioned at all. And this, of course, is to be continued. This is Baruch Fleischman. This has been the final shir for Parshas this year, the year 5783. This is the final shir in Parshas Beshalach. Let's see, where are we at? I think it's this thing right here. There we go.